Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a short trade here on the gold. Give me 2 seconds here. There we go. Get my stop in place, get my target in place. We'll go one ahead of that by limit. Now we're short 3 contracts just because the risk allows us to. It's only about a 15, 16 tick risk here, 16 ticks. So we're able to go in 3 contracts relatively easily without, too much risk on the table. Let's see, final target 17.4, just a couple ticks off of that 200% extension there. So the reason I'm really looking at this trade, even in the first place, is earlier this morning, before I was really even able to trade, we had this nice little spike, kind of a ledge up at the top, and then we came crashing right back down. Now that crash down led into a potential, you could have been looking at this as maybe a really aggressive channel, which is how I'm looking at it, and then we've broken that channel up back to the EMA. That's where I'm looking to go short, but even more so than that, on this move back up to the upside, we've had this big kind of blow-off candle here. It was really more of a doji. I mean, if you look at the body in that, that's definitely a doji. Even though it didn't close on its, even though it didn't look like this right now, it might as well have been. It was only 1 tick difference from being a doji. So I'm going to consider that a doji, and then inside of that doji, we had another little inside bar. So that inside bar gives us a big heads up that, okay, well, this is definitely starting to show some signs of failure to the upside. You don't want to see a red doji and then followed up by a nice little bearish candle right here that's an inside bar. I'm definitely looking for a breakout of that inside bar right back to the downside. So that's why I'm getting short where I am right now, 12.21 even. Just, again, looking short to the downside. 3 contracts. First target's going to come off at the 100% of this initial blow-off candle, this bigger one here. So from our entry down to our target, we're looking at 20 ticks on the first one, and I'm taking 2 contracts off of that first target just to get the bulk of the move off. The final target, though, 1 more contract is going to give us 36 more. So overall on the trade, we're looking at 40 and then another 36 for 76 ticks on the trade. Should be a relatively nice move. Now, this may take some time. Gold has been pretty slow today. So that being said, we'll give this some time to work out. We'll see if we can start pushing back down to these lows here. The one area of interest that we do have to be careful of is this low of this big red candle here. When we get down to those lows, we need to see price break through them. We don't want to see it stall there. It can stall there and then maybe form 1 or 2 green candles, but it can't really start making higher highs. That would be indicative of a double bottom, which is exactly what we don't want to see on this move down. So let me get rid of that. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. We're short 12.21 even, 3 contracts to the downside, looking to get filled at 12.19, 2 contracts there, and then looking for another 1 contract off at 17.4. Again, it looks like it's moving pretty well, but today has been really slow so far. We've only been open for about an hour, but we'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see if they have what it takes to push down and start filling those targets. All right, we're back. We're 1 tick away. Oh, there we go. Got that filled. Get my stop in place here really quick. Perfect. Wonderful, wonderful. So now we've got that first target filled. We've got 40 ticks locked in the bank now, 2 off at 20. And just overall, sitting on a profitable position already. We're at $400, which is where we like to be anyway on a trade that we get in regardless. So the fact that we've already got locked in our initial kind of target, we're sitting kind of in a good place right now. Now I have a line drawn up on that 1218.6, the low of that spiking candle over here. We do have to pay attention to what happens when we start hitting that area. We need to start breaking through it. And again, I'm all right with, making a single candle pullback or something like that, but I'm really not going to give it much more than that before I start getting a little bit antsy, maybe getting out a little bit early. But we've got the first target in. We've got our stop in place already. Now we're just kind of waiting to see if it wants to fall any farther. It has been really, really slow. We've been sitting in this trade for about 40 minutes now, and it's just slow going. You can see that it had that initial reaction that we were looking for, and then just kind of stalled out, meandered around a little bit. Now it's starting to continue in the direction that we were hoping it would. So again, just kind of sitting on hands right now, waiting for this trade to finish up, and we'll see if we can get that final target filled down there, lock in another 36 ticks on the trade, give us a nice good profit on this one. So we'll be back in a little bit and see if they can drop it farther. All right, we're back. Coming in and getting some nice volume to the downside. One big thing that I like about this trade is this candle at 10:15, it closed underneath that low, and that gives us a lot of confidence to the downside now through here. Since we closed past it, we're looking really good to continue a little bit farther down. Now, our target was just a couple ticks off of that 200% extension, looking to fill 17.4, and you can see there's a lot of sell volume. Every time the candle starts popping up a little bit, it gets hammered right back down again. That's what you really want to see. We did hit that low down there at that 18.6, got a little bit of rejection there. You can see it did come up a little bit on the wick, but overall we didn't really get any reaction outside of that, other than just turning right back around and coming back lower again. So we've got our stop locked in here. We're coming a little bit farther down. I've got my stop locked in just above this little swing here, assuming that this may have just been, maybe a smaller time frame wave pattern to the downside. I'm going to lock my stop in accordingly. I will look to lock my stop in a little bit tighter as we get closer. I don't want to give any of this back down at 17.4, but it looks like it's having a little bit of a difficult time down here, but that close below it does give us quite a bit of confidence. So we'll give it the time it needs and see if it can push down in the next couple candles and get that target filled. All right, pushing. Oh, perfect. All right, well, we got that target filled down there at 17.4. Wonderful. Let me cancel my stop here really quick. Beautiful. So we got our final target there at 17.4. Got the first one taken off at 20 ticks. I was at 12.19. Just a beautiful example of this trade. Now, if you do have more contracts going on this one, you can definitely trail and just keep holding this to go lower. But where it is now, we've tagged a 200% extension of an inside bar break. And typically that means that we're going to go into a little bit of consolidation here. Rattle around, maybe get a fake break, another reason to sell short, go back down again. That's definitely a possibility. But just understand that if you are holding more onto this, it may be a while before you get another breakdown. So overall, we're out here at 1217.4, locked in 76 ticks total on the trade. Only went in 3 contracts. Kind of wish we went in more, but that's going to be the trade for today. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.